Howdy, Bindle Stiff Joe here with Bindle Stiff Nation, and well, today I'm gonna work on a little project here. I'd had some water, moisture on my stairs, and I figured it was coming from this hold-up space underneath the stairs. I've had this off once before, years ago, and it's just full of cobwebs and nonsense. But I decided if we're gonna open it up, I want to have it as storage. So I'm gonna put it on a track. You can slide it open and closed. Plus, it'll give me an opportunity to get inside there and take care of the moisture problem. So what I did is I went out and I bought a track. What I really wanted was an 8-foot single track, but I could not find a single 8-foot single track anywhere. So I bought a 4-foot double track with the plan of cutting it in half, and that was a bit of a pain, I'll be honest. It was I've never had to cut anything so tough in my life. And here's my frustration. I started with the jigsaw. That was the first thing I tried, and the second thing I tried was the tin snips, and I tried a few other things, and the fifth thing I tried was a grinder. Now, that exact grinder, that wheel, I used to cut the tops off of 3 stainless steel drums. No problem at all. I had a heck of a time cutting this thing. I did find a couple of pieces of scraps that had some notches in them that actually fit really well. I was able to get that into a vise, but that grinder just wasn't getting anywhere. So I went back to the jigsaw, which actually was the best option. You can see it starts sliding down, so I just adjusted it so it was actually leaning on the workbench, and that worked a lot better than trying to have it up in the air. And this did eventually allow me to finish cutting it, get those 2 tracks separated. But that cut was pretty ugly. It was to say it was wonky is an understatement. The only thing to do for that was take it over to the grinder and try and level it off as best I could, and it came out pretty good actually in the end. There's just a couple of spots that were a little shy, but the track itself is in good shape. That's just the part where I have to attach it to the ceiling. And then once I got it leveled off pretty good, I used the wire wheel to take all the burrs off. So it's actually came out pretty good in the end. And then with that done, it's time to pull everything down off the wall and get it opened up and see what condition my condition's in. zip the screws off. Just on there with some Phillips head screws. I'll replace those with some star bit screws, though I don't do anything with Phillips or flatheads anymore. Everything's with the star bits or square bits. And of course, there was one way in the back, which I knew was back there. I just wasn't sure where it was. And there we go. And probably not the worst part of this whole operation, but one of the most annoying things is I covered that clock up, and I had no idea how often I look at that clock. And not having it has been really getting on my nerves. And yeah, I told you it was full of cobwebs, but it's also definitely has some issues with being open to the outside and letting water in. Actually, you can't see real well from here, but that there's a hole that goes right up out there and up next to the door upstairs. And actually it's a lot worse than that, but I'll get into that in the next video. Alright, well, like and subscribe. See you next time.